Hey guys, hope you all have been well. Today is actually not a filming day, but I was playing with makeup and I decided, what the hey, let's just film a video. Today's video will be another installment of like the weight loss series, and it's gonna be more of a story time. Well, not necessarily, but yes. And I'm going to share with you guys my weight loss journey the first time around, because there are two parts to this: my college time and then now. To set the tone for the video, I've never been skinny in my entire life. I don't know what being thin was like since I was a little kid. And so going into or trying to lose weight was very new to me. The idea was just very foreign, and I always ate what I wanted. I didn't care about what I ate. I just ate anything in sight, and I could eat a lot. I think as you get older, you're not able to eat as much, or I've just kind of acclimated to the way I eat now, but sometimes I can't even believe how much I used to eat. So that is kind of the backstory of how this all got started. Now, to pinpoint what exactly started or sparked my motivation the first time I lost weight, I can't say. I don't remember. As you can tell from the title, it was what I expected it to be, but also not what I expected it to be. I had a set routine that I was gonna do, and that was it. I did this routine, every single workout, every single routine, everything that I did was this strict thing. My routine couldn't change. It was working for me, and that was it. That's all I'm gonna do. So when it came to food, I was very strict with myself. Yes, sometimes here and there I would kind of like let it go because my friends are awesome and I love them, and we just kind of let loose. But for the most part, I was very strict. In the morning, I would only eat this. In the afternoon, this is it. Dinner, this is it. And this was the amount that I was gonna eat. And if I snacked, it had to be healthy snacks, and that was it. And that was pretty much majority of the week, like nearly all of the week. And so I would have my breakfast at school. I would walk to school early in the morning. I would eat it there. I go buy like a fruit bowl for snacks, and then I sometimes would pack lunch, or I would buy a healthier lunch there or around the area. And then when I went home, I ate dinner earlier, and I didn't cook a lot of stuff. Basically no oil, and that was my life. Like I didn't have chips, I didn't eat candy. And again, it's just like for the most part. And I had a very bad mentality going into that, where I made myself feel very guilty every time I had something like that, and I would dwell on it. At this time, I did have cheat meals, or a cheat meal. I did call it that too. I think I started with like the weekend being the cheat session. God, I wish I could remember more, but it was like, so it was pretty far back. So on these days, I binge ate. I ate everything that I restricted myself from eating, and I ate to like my capacity and then some. And mind you, I have a very big capacity for food. I was just gonna enjoy and rid myself of any progress that I might have made during the week. Everything like that went out the window when I was having my cheat meal or cheat day. Here's the issue with that. The thing with that mindset is that it makes you very unhappy. I love food, and I love to enjoy my food. I like to enjoy what I'm eating. So when I was eating those things that I just was like, I really hated it. And it crept into my mood, like how I felt. Like I just want to eat something, a nice little treat or something, and I just wouldn't let myself, because in my head I couldn't. And when you think about it, it's sad. And when I did binge eat, it's almost like you're always just waiting. You're always waiting for that day to come. What kind of mentality is that? Like, I'm looking forward to Saturday because I can eat whatever I want. And it's not necessarily that you're thinking it, but your body is already like accustomed to feeling it. That it's just like, oh God, it's Sunday. God, I can't wait for next Sunday. You know what I mean? It was kind of like an unhealthy mentality that I was creating. And, you know, point blank period, binge eating is unhealthy. Thinking back, the amount of food that I was putting into my body and the kind of food that I was putting into it, all in this like one time frame, oftentimes made me feel like really sick. Like, and I really don't like that feeling, but it's just, I felt like this is my day. I'm gonna stuff myself as much as I can because I gotta wait another 7 days. You know what I mean? It was just, I think it's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy physically, and it's very unhealthy mentally. And I'm pretty sure those of you guys who are watching this who have gone through the same thing or are going through the same thing, you know the feeling. It's almost, you're almost like in denial, but you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing to yourself, and you know that it's wrong. So that's how my eating habits were. I'm honestly upset with myself that I did it. In terms of exercise, and exercise consisted of 3 things: a Taibo video, a Jillian Michaels video, and jogging or running. That was it. That's all I did. Strictly cardio. Just cardio. And I hated every single one of them. My roommate at the time, was that what sparked it? I think that might have been what it was. So one of my roommates, she got DVDs, I think it was, and Taibo might have been the video. Was it? I don't know, but she had workout videos, and we decided to work out together. This might have been the spark, I swear. We decided to start exercising just to better ourselves, right? We started to exercise together. And then after I started getting used to it, after I started seeing results, and after, you know, wanting to be a little bit more like this, I kept up with it. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I started doing Taibo, and we started off with like a 15 or 20 minute one, and then I found a longer one online. And so I would start doing that every single day. Then I went into Jillian Michaels. I think we started with the 15, was it Jillian Michaels? Anyways, there were only 2 types of videos that I would do, Taibo and that other one. And they were about the same length, which was just about an hour. And then after that, I would do my set of crunches and all of these things in my room for another like 15 minutes. On other days, I would go running around the block or around this park that we had nearby our apartment. There was nothing else that I did for exercise. Now, let me stress to you that I don't really enjoy doing cardio. I honestly don't like to do workouts like that. I don't. I hate it, to be honest. Running for me is the worst exercise in the world. I've always hated running. When I do cardio that I like to do now. So basically, I was unhappy with what I was eating, and I was unhappy with what I was doing. So you're probably wondering, why in the world did I stick to it? And the reason is pure and simple, and that was because I loved the results. And I know for some people can look at that and be like, well, that's how I feel. I don't like exercising. I don't like eating healthy, but that's just how it goes. And then I thought the same. Now, within the past 2 years, I have approached it differently and know that you can be happy doing it, and it's so much more healthier. So looking back at how I thought, it's just sad. It's just sad that I thought that was the only thing I needed to do. Like, I needed to be unhappy to be happy. But it's also very true. And the reason I share this experience with you guys is because this is not uncommon. I know that there are so many people that go through the exact same thing that I shared with you guys. I'm so much more happy now, and I'm still losing weight. Now in my life, my mind is more clear in terms of those things that I used to worry about, and I'm so much more happier when I exercise because I love what I'm doing for both areas, what I eat and what I do. So I guess the last thing to share is how my journey ended the first time. So in that time frame, I had lost 100 pounds in 11 months. And for size reference, I went from a size 20 to a size 8. I'm pretty sure it was 8. I was 8 at my smallest. And I want to give myself, credit for what I did, because that's a lot of weight. And, I worked really hard for it, but I'm unhappy with myself because of how I did it and how I made myself feel at times because of it. But I am, pat on the back, like that's hard work. It's really hard work to lose weight. The problem is that I wanted, you kind of reach the goal. The goal is like, I want to be a little bit more like this and, wear, smaller clothing and, wanting to look good and all of those things. But when you mix that with habits that are not necessarily good or make you unhappy, there's a spiraling effect. So what happened was I lost all of that weight in 11 months. After I started caring less about like what I look like, and after knowing what it felt like to be like the thinnest I've ever been in my life, I just kind of really started not to care anymore. Like, okay, so this is what it feels like. My cravings for, fast food or unhealthy food started to come back, and you think like, yeah, I'm gonna keep up with it. And so you eat stuff and then you're like, I don't really feel like exercising, because you're still smaller than you were before. And then before you know it, it's like the weight just comes back, and it comes back full force. Let me tell you, by the time I graduated in college, I had gained, I wouldn't say I gained all of it back. I definitely didn't gain all of it back, but I gained back quite a bit of it, By the time I moved back home and I just really didn't care, then I basically went back to my old weight. And there's a little bit of remaining guilt that you have, especially when you're surrounded by the same people. They see you when you first lost weight and they're like, wow, like that's amazing. And then they see you when you gain it all back and it's like, oh, what happened? How can you go from this size and then you work so hard and then you kind of like let yourself go again? And I felt guilty for myself. It was a little embarrassing for me. Like, I just couldn't hold on to it. But I know a lot of it had to deal with how unhappy I was doing it. And so I guess the moral of the story is, when you're gonna do this weight loss thing, it's gonna suck, especially the first time you're doing it. It's gonna suck, and you're gonna have to find things and try things and then kind of throw it away if you don't like it. I wish I had the mentality that I had now then, because I could have been so much more happier. But going through that experience and then having to restart again, I knew that my old habits wasn't the healthiest thing. And when I started this second time around, I started with that same old mentality. And from there decided to change it. And that portion will be for another video. It's one a little bit more uplifting than this one, but I wanted to be as raw. I wanted to be as honest with what I did and how I thought at the time. I really didn't know what I was doing. I just thought exercise and eat healthy and eat less. That was the best. That was the combination to lose weight. The process is correct, the way I did it, and my kind of execution was not right. And so if you're going through the same emotions, if you're going through the same feelings, then it might be time to reassess what you're doing, because I wouldn't wish upon anyone to have this amount of success and then kind of revert back like I did the first time. And to be honest, I didn't feel a lot of those things until after the fact. So when I was going through the workouts and I was going through the, eating things like that, the whole time, yes, I was unhappy in those moments, like, oh, but I wasn't thinking about it. It was just kind of like, I'm unhappy, I'm exercising. Oh, I look good, exercise, eat healthy. Like that was the mentality. The realization came after the fact. So that is my weight loss story the first time around. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sharing more than I would have liked to share. In all honesty, I really didn't want to film this video, but I knew that it was important. I knew that I wanted to make this series about helping as many people as I can in the most honest way that I can do it. And that is just through my experience. So this weight loss story for me, I feel, is the wrong way to lose weight in terms of approach. And I can only hope that you guys out there who are going through your journeys don't have to experience what I went through. And if you kind of, see red flags, that you're able to adjust. And so that your journey continues to see progress. With that said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video / throwback. I'm just gonna insert it. If you guys are interested in this makeup look, then go ahead and check on Instagram. I promise you I will list all the makeup products, as this is a beauty channel, and I'll list all the products there in the little, description, and then, usual. And if you guys like this video and would like to be notified for future beauty or weight loss videos, then I hope that you guys decide to click on the red subscribe button down below. I would truly and really appreciate it. And till the next video, I hope you all are doing well, taking really good care of yourselves. I will see you all next time. Bye.